Hey everyone! I'm back today with another character design, this time a Silkwing-Sandwing hybrid named Sunspot. I had a ton of trouble picking the name. I could not choose between Sunspot and Sunstreak. But anyways, here he is. I had a fairly clear idea on how I wanted this design to go, and during the process it wrenched the wheel out of my hands, threw my GPS out the window, and went a totally different direction. Which is cool, that's how art works sometimes. I'm not actually 100% sold on some facets of this design, but I got kind of tired of fiddling with it. I do like it, I just think it's a little in some places. Though sometimes less is more. A simple design like this can still come together pretty nicely. Okay, let me try and start the video with something other than rambling. Also, if I sound a little congested, it's because I was stricken with the plague. I got a cold 2 days ago. So, Sunspot is a sand silk hybrid. He doesn't really live in any one particular place. He travels throughout Pyria because he's an artist. He's very quiet and serious though, always extremely deliberate with his actions. He's not grumpy or anything, just thoughtful and slow to move. This patience, coupled with his extreme attention to detail, makes him an incredible landscape painter. That's part of why he travels so much, so he can always find a new vista to capture. Sunspot, as you can probably guess, is quite introverted, and he enjoys the life of an errant painter immensely. As a dragonette, he had a terrible time making friends thanks to his serious nature. He's the type of dragon who completely misses sarcasm and jokes sometimes, just goes right over his head, which makes some conversations awkward for him. Plus, he's a bit of an odd hybrid. He inherited his father's silkwing wings, born with wing buds instead of wings like a sandwing. But the real kicker came when his primary wings unfurled and his smaller buds never did. Even now, well into adulthood, his smaller wing buds are still curled up tight. I thought this was a really fun design bit. Plus, originally I was going to have a sunflower on his wing, so the darker wing bud was like a subtle middle of the sunflower design, but like I said, my original plan went out the window at some point, so I lost the sunflower design and kept the closed wing bud. I still think it's a fun little mystery about this hybrid, and I do think it's a nice splash of color in the midst of some more lighter palettes. Now, unfortunately, many of his companions did not think his closed wing bud was intriguing, and Sunspot has grown rather sensitive about it over the years. He can fly just fine, so it doesn't really affect him outside of his appearance. But thanks to those experiences, he finds himself happier in solitude, painting a sweeping mountain range or a sunset melting into the ocean. Sunspot travels with a few large bags, one to hold his supplies and one to hold his finished works. He has a few old sketchbooks full of smaller paintings, with hundreds of different scene captures. But he also has a few rolls of canvas. The few full-size paintings he has from the landscapes he feels are too magnificent to keep in miniature. Over the years, he gained something of a reputation among other artists. He's met many others during his ventures into town for supplies. Sunspot becomes known as something of an eccentric mystery. He's quiet, extremely serious, but kind, and seemingly quite content with his life. The only times he spends more than a few hours around other dragons are his infrequent visits home. Although his father returned to Pentalus some time ago, Sunspot's mother still lives in a small village between the desert and the tundra, along with 2 younger siblings of his. The beautiful sight of golden desert on one side and icy mountains on the other was one of the reasons he grew to love painting in the first place, and Sunspot always enjoys returning to his home to see his family. His mother's house is decorated with some stunning pieces of art, some more fit for a palace or a mansion than a small hut in the desert, but to Sunspot, they're exactly where they ought to be. I had a lot of fun thinking about Sunspot's personality while I was drawing him. I think it's a fun take on an artist-type character. Someone who's very slow and calm and sturdy, but quietly contented all the same. As with the rest of the Let's Design drawings I have done, Sunspot is available to adopt over on DeviantArt until noon tomorrow. There's an auction, which I will link in the description of this video, so if you're interested you can head over there and check it out. Or you can go check out my other art on DA, since that's where I post pretty much everything I draw. And that'll about wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and let me know down below. Feel free to also subscribe if you would like to see other videos like this. And don't forget to check out the links in the description, where you can see my store, my Patreon, and stuff like that. Thank you so much for watching, and please have a fabulous day.